Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. Okay, back with another DVD haul video, pickups video, movies that I've picked up over the last couple of weeks. Quite a lot to show you here. Hopefully I can get through this without sweating too much. Summer temperatures have definitely arrived here at the moment, so very hot day today. Anyway, here we go. First up, this is from TV. I don't know if anyone remembers this. Centennial, from back in the 1970s, an epic TV series based on a fictional town in Chicago over a time span of 200 years. People trying to establish a settlement there in America, and then going from 1795 right up until the 1970s. A really huge epic series this, a 27-hour series. I did watch this when I was a kid. Stars include Brian Keith, David Janssen, Richard Chamberlain, Barbara Carrera, loads of others. This really was a huge series. Just one episode would be 2.5 hours long. Interestingly, I actually picked this up just after having watched Kevin Costner's Horizon, an American Saga Chapter 1. And I think that's quite fitting, really, because I think Kevin Costner is going for a similar kind of feel with his epic saga. But yeah, you definitely don't get the likes of this anymore. Does anyone remember this? And then next, another epic one from TV. Really, really good this was when I saw this originally, starring Michael Gambon and Jeremy Irons. This is Longitude. And so this is based on true events about the search to establish a ship's clock, or a way of being able to understand longitude when at sea and to prevent ships from crashing. And so we've got the inventor here, John Harrison, played by Michael Gambon. And we've got this in two different time spans. So it goes back to the original sort of 1700s when the ship's clock was being invented. And then we jump forward in time as well with Jeremy Irons' character sort of trying to rebuild this clock. But yeah, I remember this being on TV and absolutely being gripped by it. So yeah, definitely pleased to find this. Next, on to movies. We've got Rita Hayworth here in Gilda, really classic one this. I find the story in this one kind of nonsense, but this is absolutely worth watching for Rita Hayworth. She's absolutely luminescent in this. She really shines on the screen. Really fantastic performance, great movie. Next, we've got Johnny Cash and June Carter Cash in The Baron and the Kid, a kind of variation on The Hustler. Next, we've got a double bill here, and this is Paul Bartel's Lust in the Dust, which starred Tab Hunter and Divine, a sort of comedic western, and then also Robert Altman's ill-fated comedy Beyond Therapy with an all-star cast. Another double bill here, and we've got Bing Crosby, a Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court, and then also Billy Wilder's The Emperor Waltz, in which he co-starred alongside Joan Fontaine. Next, we've got Ripley's Game, and I saw this one at the cinema, starring John Malkovich as Thomas Ripley. So yeah, when I saw this at the cinema, I wasn't over keen on it. It's directed by Liliana Cavani. It was quite a sort of European production, and some of that seemed to show in the production values, and I wasn't fully taking to it, but it's definitely been one I've been wanting to rewatch. Next is Crossing the Line, a boxing drama, and actually I didn't know it by this title. I know it by the British title, The Big Man. So this came out in 1990, directed by David Leland. I've done a video on my channel before talking about the films of David Leland when he passed away last year. Yeah, this one actually has a music score by Ennio Morricone as well. Next, not quite sure what this one's going to be like. This is Zero Day, and this is a drama about high school kids who are planning to do a school shooting. So yeah, delicate subject matter. It has got some good reviews and good notices, but yeah, I'm not familiar with it. I haven't seen it before. Next is a movie that was put out by the revamped Hammer Studios not too long ago, and this one co-stars Timothy Spall and also Aidan Gillen in it, so I got it more for the cast rather than it being a Hammer Studios production, because I certainly don't think modern Hammer bears any relation to the classic Hammer movies, but yeah, we'll see what it's like. Can never have enough copies of this. I do have this on Criterion Laserdisc as well as a DVD, but yeah, this is Jackie Chan and Michelle Yeoh in Super Cop, effectively Police Story 3. Absolutely fantastic stuff. This one includes Michelle Yeoh's absolutely brilliant motorcycle stunt onto a moving train. Fantastic. Next, this is a Vietnamese film that was a huge box office hit in Vietnam. This is The Rebel, an action drama that's set in 1920. Next is a Mill Creek set, Kickin' It Shaolin style. This is 12 martial arts movies. Most of them have Shaolin in the title. This doesn't include classics such as 36th Chamber of Shaolin. But yeah, if anybody wants to pause, these are the titles. Next, a triple bill here, firstly with Debbie Reynolds and then with Sandra Dee taking over the role of Tammy. So we've got Tammy and the Bachelor, Tammy Tell Me True, and Tammy and the Doctor. Next, now I do have this on Laserdisc, but nice to find a Snapcase DVD copy of it as well. Audrey Hepburn and Alan Arkin in the classic Wait Until Dark. Don't have high hopes for this one, but this one came out in 2022, directed by Neil Jordan and with Liam Neeson and Danny Huston, Diane Kruger. This is Marlowe. Next, got a World War II drama here, directed by Anatole Litvak, who also directed the 1940 version of Gaslight, as well as Queen of Spades. This is Decision Before Dawn, starring Richard Basehart. And then a classic World War II drama, this one, To Hell and Back, starring Audie Murphy, and actually based on his own actual events during World War II. He was a decorated war hero. Another World War II one, this, really good actually, directed by Keith Gordon, who starred in Stephen King's Christine. But this one stars Gary Sinise and Ethan Hawke. This is A Midnight Clear. Yeah, good to find this one, American Dreamer from 1984 with Jo Beth Williams, Tom Conti and Giancarlo Giannini. Yeah, this one is a touch of the sort of Romancing the Stone vibes, I suppose, involving a woman who reads a lot of romantic fiction, goes to Paris, gets knocked on the head and then sort of wakes up thinking that she is this fictional heroine she's been reading about and gets involved in various adventures. But yeah, American Dreamer. Next, nice to find this edition of The Sand Pebbles, the only film that Steve McQueen was Oscar nominated for. And this one also stars Richard Attenborough and Candice Bergen. Really nice edition, this. Nice artwork. And it includes lobby cards as well as a booklet. I'll just show you the lobby cards. Next, a film that is notoriously bad, and it's won Razzies and all that kind of thing as well for being terrible, but I've always had a bit of a curious fascination for it, and it is Madonna and Sean Penn in Shanghai Surprise. This was a film that ended up being a disaster for George Harrison and Handmade Films. Bernard Hill got sacked by Sean Penn on this. I've done a video before on Bernard Hill, and the director of this is Jim Goddard as well, who had also just previously done episodes of Riley, Ace of Spies that had been written by Troy Kennedy Martin, and my previous video was on the films of Troy Kennedy Martin. So it all links in with my fascinations, but yeah, a notoriously bad movie, but I still want to see it. Next is Good Day for a Hanging, a western with Fred MacMurray and Robert Vaughn, and this one is directed by Nathan Duran, better known for directing science fiction such as The Seventh Golden Voyage of Sinbad and Jack the Giant Killer. Next, a great find this is Glenda Jackson in one of her most celebrated roles as Queen Elizabeth I. This is Elizabeth R, really nice box set. This was released in 1971 on TV and won her lots of accolades. Great set. Next is a double bill of Charles Bronson, although calling it a double bill is a little bit misleading because US Marshal Pursuit is actually just a TV episode, but Lola is the one I'm interested in here. A little bit dubious for sure. It's directed by Richard Donner, who went on to do the Lethal Weapon movies and Superman. But yeah, this has Charles Bronson in London in 1970 and getting involved with a 16-year-old girl who's pretending to be 20, and that girl is played by Susan George. Interestingly, this release says that the release year is 1956, and if that was actually the case, then Susan George would only have been 5 then, which would make this relationship even worse. But yeah, no, this is Lola from 1970, also known as Twinkie. Next, another film that was released by the revamped Hammer Studios, and this is The Woman in Black with Daniel Radcliffe. And I got this one really, I know this has been around for ages and I just haven't seen it, but I used to love the actual stage production of The Woman in Black. One of the most sort of scary things I've seen in the theatre, actually. I used to see it in London and then also in Eastbourne at the Devonshire Park Theatre. Really, really fantastic production that really made great use of sound effects and did actually have a sort of ghost, if you like, that would come through into the theatre as well. So really great stage production. Not sure how the film will compare with that, but yeah, definitely in terms of theatre, one of my greatest experiences going to see that. Next on Blu-ray, and it's Train to Busan. I thought I already had this because I've seen it a couple of times, but no, it's not in my collection, so now I have it. Next, from 1988, we've got Dylan McDermott, Dean Stockwell, and Jessica Harper in The Blue Iguana. And next, a Western with Charlton Heston and Jack Palance. This is Arrowhead, directed by Charles Marquis Warren, who created Gunsmoke and Rawhide. And then next, a weird find this, actually, Jiminy Glick in La La Wood. So this is Martin Short's creation. Weirdly enough, Jiminy Glick has been popping up on my YouTube quite a lot lately. I think Martin Short guested on the Jimmy Kimmel show recently, doing hosting duties while Jimmy Kimmel was away. And he, again, used the Jiminy Glick character. So yeah, several Jiminy Glick videos have been popping up, I guess because of the algorithm. I do find that character quite funny. I'm sure that this is a pretty horrendous movie, but it does have loads and loads of guest appearances in it. So yeah, I thought I'd check it out. And then finally, a bit of TV. Great find this. This is a complete series, 14-disc set, 7 seasons, I think. And this is David Duchovny in Californication. Okay, there we go. Made it to the end. I am sweating quite a bit, but there we go. Yeah, let me know in the comments any thoughts you have on any of those movies or TV shows. Please do join me again for some more videos. Please check out some of my other videos as well. Like I say, the last one was on Troy Kennedy Martin, a scriptwriter. Perhaps a lot of people might not know who that is, but I think you will know some of the movies. So check that out. And yeah, hope to see you again. Okay, all the best to you. Hope you're keeping well. Bye-bye.